way. Ain't no way possible. Anybody can knock me off my block. Ain't no way. Yeah. Just feel like I'm unstoppable. Ain't no way you can stop anything I got going.
Square up, though.
Yeah. Everything I spit is gold. Give me a compliment, I'll take it and refund you with my dick to hold. Or you be on it. Poetic, I'm a sonnet. Give me the beat, I'll son to cover your tracks just like a bonnet. Creative like I drawn it. I'ma hide this game, I thought it. Original flows, you niggas know it. Let freedom ring, my nigga, but it ain't cold yet. Nah, it ain't cold yet. But I can't stress, and I must confess that life's a test.
Hey, what's going on, y'all boys? Once again, you locked in with Jay Hen, coming from this recliner where everything is always fun. You know how this go, baby. Somehow, when I'm on this recliner and speaking to y'all, everything is just clear and concise. I can think. I can articulate myself. Man, when I get back to the real world off this couch, everything go back to shit. What's going on, y'all? I'm back. Y'all know the crazy thing. I just want to apologize, bro. And y'all don't even know what's been going on in my life. But I just want to apologize. Really, because I'm human, first of all, because I don't really feel like it's really necessary, but I want to apologize because the same message that I was preaching about never allowing a situation to stop me from being able to do what I need to do or what I want to do. And I'm going to just be real with y'all. That's what's been going on. Life has been beating my ass. And if it ain't one thing, it's another. You know what I mean? If it ain't one thing, it's another, bro. As y'all know, summertime has began. Kids are out of school, at least in Florida. So, boy, one thing that I didn't mention in that last episode was that, bro, when these kids out of school, man, you gotta feed them. I maybe I did mention it, but goddamn, bro, it's always something. It's always something, bro. I'm outside cutting the grass because that's another thing. Why the fuck are lawnmowers so goddamn expensive? Holy shiitake. Bro, I'm outside cutting the grass. Mind y'all, my age is catching up to me, man. A nigga had to buy a lawnmower a couple weeks ago. I hate living in HOA neighborhoods, man, because they always bitching about something. It's always something. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. I fucking hate living in HOA neighborhoods. So, in order to save a little bit of money in the long run, the nigga had to go and buy a lawnmower. This lawnmower is expensive, bro. Like, I'm not saying this particular one, but lawnmowers in there, I didn't know they were that expensive. Just to be real with you. So, a nigga got to go get a lawnmower, first of all, to cut this yard. $300, that's going to save you, $300 over, more than $300 over the course of the summer. Because, over the summer, your grass grow. It's raining, the sun is shining, so your grass gonna grow a little, taller and faster than it would in the fall or in the wintertime. So you got to keep that grass cut in these HOA neighborhoods, man. I'm outside cutting the grass, nigga. I got to. First of all, this ain't the same goddamn sun it used to be when I was a kid. Cause nigga, why did I decide to go outside and cut grass when the sun is the highest in the sky? Why the fuck did I think I was Billy Badass? Who the fuck do I think I am, first of all? What? Bro, I go outside. to cut the grass. I don't even have a big yard, bro. You can imagine in most of these HOA neighborhoods, nigga, you can reach out and touch your neighbor's house. Not saying that I can really do that, but damn near. You know what I mean? So the yards ain't that big. Bro, nigga, I'm outside cutting this grass. I have to take 3 separate 10-minute breaks because I feel like I'm about to fucking pass out. Yo, this ain't the same son. Who do I think I am, y'all? I don't understand. I'll never do that again, nigga. I'm waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, and I'm going out and cutting that grass. Fuck that. But the situation really didn't allow it. Nigga had to go out and actually find the lawnmower first. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you go out, do your errands, find the lawnmower, get back to the crib, mow the lawn, it's middle of the day. You know what I mean? Boy, it took way longer than it should have to cut that yard, boy. I ain't built like I used to be built. I used to be able to be out in the sun like that. Whew, boy, being inside and working inside done spoiled me. Hey, man, I ain't waking up no more. I'm going outside and I'm mowing that lawn 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, the grass is so high in the backyard, right? And this was the issue, okay? The grass hadn't been cut in so goddamn long. So I'm like, okay, I'd rather do my own yard anyway. To be real, I'm my daddy's son. My first job was, shout out to Lil Will and Big William, rest in peace, Big William. My first job ever was cutting yards. My dad always made us cut the yard. Actually, when I got to my teenage years, my dad didn't even have to ask me to go outside and cut the yard. I would just go and do it, just on some humbug shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's relaxing. I'm outside cutting the yard, man, and the yard beating my ass because the grass is as tall as my goddamn hips. If y'all don't know, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm 6 feet tall, 6.5 really, 6'2" with a certain shoe on. For real. Like when I measure myself with shoes on, I'm 6'2", so I'm really 6.5 feet. So if you can imagine, the grass is 3 feet goddamn tall, and I don't know how tall my torso, my waist, my legs are. The grass is as tall as my hips. So I have to, and not only, I didn't even mention this. Oh, I'm cheap. I ain't trying to buy no self-propelled lawnmower. I'm broke. I ain't saying I'm broke, but nigga, it's real out here. So a nigga bought a push lawnmower. A push lawnmower for 3 feet of grass. I don't know if y'all ever mowed grass before, okay? I don't know if y'all ever pushed a lawnmower in your life. My nigga, it's not easy. So not only is the grass high, right? I gotta push the lawnmower, right? If I push just to give y'all some perspective, 3 feet of grass, I don't give a fuck what push lawnmower you buy. It's not going to be able to, damn near self-propelled. I don't give a fuck what kind of self-propelled lawnmower. You would have had to get a John Deere ride lawnmower to cut this grass in one scoop, in one ride. That's how tall the grass was, my nigga. When I had to put that bitch on the wheelie to cut the grass in the backyard. I had to put that bitch on the wheelie. Imagine me putting it on 2 wheels, right? Having to go across the top of the grass. Pushing the lawnmower, no self-propelled. I can't pull the thing in the lawnmower. I have to push this thing across this tall ass grass, wheelie it, and then bring it back across to finish it. Because if I push it, that 3 feet of grass, it's going to stop the lawnmower. Man, y'all don't know how many times I had to goddamn go outside and pull that lawnmower. God damn. It's already one thing to have to push the lawnmower, but having to stop pushing the lawnmower and keep pulling it to restart it. Oh, my nigga. I had to take 3 separate 10-minute breaks. I ain't the nigga I used to be, y'all. Needless to say. Needless to goddamn say. So I'm almost done cutting the backyard. I'm almost done cutting the grass. Again, the grass is 3 feet high. So I'm wheeling in this shit. And something, my little intuition, my little man in the back, whatever you want to call him, that little man on your shoulder, little man in the back of your head, God, whoever the fuck, whatever y'all want to call it, was telling me, hey, Jared, you need to slow your roll. Okay? You getting a little too close to this AC system, brother. This is AC right here. Okay? There's a system. This thing blows air. It's connected to things. Right? Too much dip on my motherfucking chip trying to get this grass cut. Because, again, this grass is 3 feet high. Man. I'm by the AC. All I hear was my nigga, I have ran the lawnmower into the copper pipe that connects the lawnmower to the whatever. It's in the ground, my nigga. I have shredded this shit. It is a big ass gash in it. It's a fat ass gash in it. I yell, oh shit, immediately. Get on the phone. Man, I miss work the next day. Which is cool because, you know, it is what it is. My job does points, a point system. You know, I don't know if y'all know me, Jay Hen. I've been doing a better job lately, but I have an issue with being on time to certain things, especially the work. I fuck work. You know what I mean? So we have a point system. Nigga, I've been skating on thin ice for a year and a half, 2 years. Still ain't got fired yet. Probably should have already gotten fired, but that's neither here nor there. Man, I had to miss work because these AC people, you know, and I'm just say, I hate living in a rental property because you have to contact the rental property. The rental property has to then dispatch whoever they have to dispatch. So a motherfucker as detailed as you could possibly be to the rental company. The copper pipe is broken. All the freon has leaked out. We don't have AC. That as anybody that should scream to you HVAC. I don't need to send anybody out to inspect whatever. Nigga, send these folks HVAC. We call these folks for emergency. They tell us they come in that day. We call them at 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that. Somewhere in between 3 and 5 o'clock. Oh, you know, they're not dispatched today. They'll be out there tomorrow. Cool. Between 8 and 12 or some shit like that. 8 and 10. Cool. The rental property people shows up. What the fuck? I don't need the rental property people. He can't fix my goddamn AC. So there was a mix up in words. Okay, cool. So now I have to wait. Call my job, tell them, hey, I gotta wait till this time because they won't be here until between this time. I have to close my job. Without my position being there, we can't even be open. Okay? So I have to be there, my nigga. So I gotta tell these folks this, and they finally come out. And again, this is the copper pipe in the ground, so they have to do some work. They finally get out there around 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do some work out here. No shit, Sherlock. They do the work. They get done around 6:15. Cool. That's okay. I go to work the weekend, man. I gotta pick my son Jaden up, pick him up, bring him back down. Y'all, let me tell you something. First of all, I ain't even say this. Okay? I ain't even say this. Happy Junteenth and happy Father's Day. I should have started that off. Happy Father's Day, first of all, because Father's Day came first. Happy Father's Day to all my real niggas out there. Look, I'm going to just give a message to my fathers out there. Ain't none of us perfect, brother. Especially for the people who are in my situation. Ain't none of us perfect. Okay? But, because I can't do nothing about somebody not really, I can't judge a man if you don't take care of your kids. You got your own separate reasons why you don't take care of your kids. I don't indulge in that. I'm pro man all day. So if you don't take care of your kids, you got your own separate reasons why. I don't know your situation, brother. Whatever. So I can't speak on no man's situation. But what I can say is Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there who try. That's all I can say. Happy Father's Day to my brother, my granddaddy, my daddy. You know what I'm saying? All my niggas, from Dre, Will, goddamn, Vic, Ron C, goddamn, all my niggas, Jansen, all my niggas. Happy Father's Day to y'all, and happy Junteenth to all my niggas out there. Everybody. But this is what I'm gonna say, y'all. Regarding Father's Day, and then we're gonna get into maybe some Juneteenth things. I'm gonna put y'all in my business a little bit, because this right here is therapy to me. A lot of times I don't have nobody to talk to. I can talk to people, but nobody will ever be in the mind of Jahan and think of things the way that Jahan thinks of things. Nobody will ever. So I can't expect anybody to feel how I feel or even understand how I feel. You know what I mean? I put myself in a situation to where all my kids are from different women. Period, point blank. And to all my niggas with even 2 baby mamas, you know how crucial this shit can get. You know. So the fact that I have more than 2, you know what I'm saying? Jahan was out here going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm lucky I don't have more. Right? So for anybody who out here in my situation, where you have multiple kids in multiple different houses with multiple different women, you're never going to be perfect. Or nobody's going to be perfect, but you're never going to be. You literally, bruh, I beat myself up about this shit. Y'all know I talked about, sometimes when you get alone, it'd be hard for motherfuckers to be alone because, the decisions you've made, the things you've done, the choices, the things you wish you could do over, the things you wish that you could take back, they catch up to you when you alone. And for me, the fact that I have so many, a plethora of different, children with, different women, it haunts me. One, because I didn't grow up like that. As far as I know, my dad got 2 kids. My mom and my dad been married for 34, 35 years. Probably be 35 years this year, 36. Somewhere around there. However old my brother gonna be, that's how long they've been married. So I had the luxury of growing up with both my parents. And every day I beat myself up because I put my kids in the situation to where they don't have me in the house. There's no way, unless they stay with me, which y'all know. I know y'all know women ain't, y'all know this. Women gonna want to, women ain't gonna want you to keep their babies. They gonna want their babies with them. So unless you got all your kids, then they not gonna be in the same house as you. And that's period, point blank. So I feel bad and I beat myself up that I put my kids in the situation to where I'm not at their beck and call. I can't reach out and touch them because I was out here loose with the dick. You know what I mean? I was out here wilding. I was before my frontal fucking lobe developed, and before I learned about restraint, and I learned that, you know, you ain't got. I'm out here. You know what I mean? So I put my kids in the situation, and I beat myself up about that. So in saying that, any father who in that situation, you ain't gonna never be right, brother. It's always gonna be something that you can do. You can't be in 3-4 different places at one time, bro. And more than that. Some people got more than that. You can't be there, bro. Nick fucking Cannon. How the fuck are you even still alive? Nigga. Maybe it's a little easy because you got money in you, but bro, ain't no fucking way this man ain't kicking himself for putting his kids in a situation to where none of them can reach out and touch them. Yes, you are a father. Yes, you are whatever. Maybe you got the money, but you can't be there, bro. Can't nothing replace being there. Can't nothing replace being there, bro. And that's something that I beat myself up about every goddamn day. Now, in saying that, right? Because I stated before, earlier this episode, I am never going to judge another man for his decision to not be there for his kids. I don't know what your situation is. Don't give a fuck. Because I'm never going to speak on another man and what he got going on. I just know what I got going on. And I know I'm not perfect. I know I could be better. So who am I to speak on a motherfucker who got shit going on in his life? I don't know why he ain't taking care of his kids. I don't fucking know. But that ain't for me to talk about. Don't mean I gotta fuck with you. But that ain't for me to talk about. Because I got my own issues going on. Fathers, I had, man, let me tell y'all something. One of the biggest things that I wanted to do this summer, because my oldest son is 10 years old. One of the biggest things that I know that I need to, because I only get them every other Christmas or Thanksgiving, spring break, and summer. So that's maybe equates to maybe 3 months out the year. Maybe 4. 3.5, 4. My son is 5 hours away in Broward, Florida. So it ain't much I can do. And let me tell y'all something. I could call my son more. I could. When my son was with me earlier, especially when I was a young dad, I ain't have a lot of people. Let me not say that. What I'll say is I'm a prideful father. So what I was, my son was. So whatever I got going on, my son was with me. You know what I mean? So in that case, what I'll say is I put myself and my son in not dangerous situations, but confusing situations. Let's just say that without saying. And y'all can whatever, take it or run with it, whatever. But one thing that anybody could ever do or say for me is Jared was ever a bad father to my son. My son grew up and he saw, my later kids, Jaren, Nyla, Duke, my later kids, they getting another side of Jared. You know what I mean? A Jared that is a little better, a little bit. I ain't saying I'm better all the way, but I'm a little better than what I was. I got a little bit more going on. But Jay ain't got that side. Jay ain't got that raw side of daddy. That daddy that's still trying to figure life out. And it's some shit that I ain't proud of about me as a man. Right? But it never affected me as a father. And nobody could ever say that. So this is what I'll say. Fathers, we ain't gonna never be perfect. Whether you live in a crib with your kids or you don't. And that ain't for nobody to speak on but your kids. Because when they get older, they gonna figure it out. They gonna know. You know what I mean? I know my dad wasn't perfect now. I know that. Being a man now, but you understand as a man. Because it's things that, you know what I mean? It's things that as a kid you will never grasp. It's things that until you in that situation yourself, you will never be able to see. You know what I mean? So to all my dads out there, man, who's trying, I can't say shit for the ones who ain't trying. But for the ones who out there trying, man, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. It's a lot of motherfuckers can say about you, bro. But again, that ain't shit for nobody to say but your kids. All you can do is try to get better every day. And that's one thing that every day, you know, and this whole thing, like I'm triggered, right? Because I feel like, you know, again, people aren't in my mind, so they don't know how my mind works. You know, and I'm just going into a little bit of therapy, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta talk about this shit. So my mind kind of works like a continuous, if y'all could think, it's like a continuous scrolling. That's how my mind works. Before scrolling was ever invented, this is what I do. My mind scrolls to different parts of my life, events in my life, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. How can I be better? How can I do this? How can I be a better father? How can I be a better employee? How can I get to the next level in life? How can I do this? How can I do that? So my mind is constantly filled with critiques. Because I guarantee if you got one critique for me, I got 5 more. I got, to your one critique for me, I have 5 for myself. So for me, I'm constantly thinking about what I need to be, what I need to do better as a person, what I need to do better as a father, how I can advance myself in life, get rich. Not get rich, but just, you know, y'all know what I mean by get rich in your own personal view of what rich is. Because my view of rich might not be your same view of rich. I'm always conscious of myself like that. Like, okay, how can I be better? How can I do this? How can I do that? So for somebody to sit here and tell me what I need to do when ain't none of us perfect, just, especially when I beat myself up about it. You know what I mean? This is the thing that keeps me up at night. These are the things that, you know, I think about before I go to bed or when I wake up in the morning. Everybody got those things. For me, it's my situation. The situation I put my kids in. As a man. Because as a woman, if you got 6 kids from 6 different men, your kids more than likely still gonna be with you. Most of them, at least. In a man's perspective, ain't, you know, maybe one. So, y'all, it's been a lot going on, y'all. My Father's Day was shit. The day after my Father's Day was shit. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to play victim. I'm not trying to play none of that. Because, again, I'm accountable. My parents raised an accountable adult. I know what I need to do better. But y'all, I'ma just say that. I'ma just leave that alone. Fathers, y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. At the end of the day, can't nobody say shit about you or what you got going on or even understand what you got going on but you or another dad that can relate. So salute to my guys who got them baby mamas there. Salute to my guys who, you know what I'm saying, who did it the right way. For sure, because that's what I preach to my kid. My son 10 years old now, so he understand. He got to understand that this ain't the way to do it. But salute to my guys who fighting that battle every day. Salute to my guys who did it the right way. Yeah, y'all, shout out to y'all. But to my guys who in the same situation I am with the multiples, my boy, salute. It ain't easy out here. You ain't never gonna be right in any situation because it ain't never enough time you can spend with them. Especially if you work 40 hours a week and trying to do things and, you know, put yourself in the situation to be successful. There's never enough time. There's never gonna be enough time. And there's always things you can do better. But at the end of the day, as long as your kids love you, gang, that's all that fucking matter, man. That's all that fucking matter. Happy Junteenth again. What's crazy is Junteenth ain't really something that you know, they just made it a holiday 2 years ago, but it's something that I feel like, I don't know, I don't think it's important enough. You know what I mean? I feel like we deserve that as black people. You know, it's as I become a conscious adult and understand, you know, you see every day that how the system, and I'm not making excuses for our black people. I'm not. Because it's things, again, it's just like I said, as me as a father, it's things that we can fix. The problem is in our face every day. The problem are in our faces every day. We can sit on the internet and talk about what we need to do better as black people, what we need to do better as what we can talk about that every day. But if we don't put that shit into action, that shit don't matter. But again, motherfuckers got to understand, bro. Motherfuckers got to understand this was systematically done. Like, we are the way we are for a reason, right? We are not a perfect race, but we are the way we are for a reason. It's hard to imagine being in a time where you're just getting emancipated. In your mind, you free. You build a town with your closest relatives and your closest friends from the plantation, taking the things that y'all done learned over the years and putting it into play for your own people. Whether it be crops, whether it be banking, whether it be anything, that we done learned over the years after being emancipated and realizing that we emancipated a year later. Everybody, all the way down to Texas. You know, you build a town with your closest relatives, a thriving town at that. You know what I mean? A town where your kids can go to school, walk to school, ain't nobody bothering your kids. Everybody is friends amongst each other. Low crime rates. Wealthy blacks. But because somebody's jealous and somebody doesn't want you to thrive, you walking to school one day, you driving or walking to work, however they got to work, I don't know. Horses, walking, I don't fucking know. I got too much on my mind to think about it. I'm sorry, y'all. However they were getting to work, you look up in the sky and you see a fucking bomb coming. And the last thing you can think about is my kids and my wife. That's the last thing you can think about before that bomb drop. Or better yet, you coming home You being at work, you seeing the whole city's going to shit. Wake up in the middle of the night, the whole city's going to shit. It's fire, it's everything. And you survive this whole thing, but your family dies. These are the things that I think about. You got to think about the psychological shit, and it happened multiple times. It wasn't just one time. So it wasn't a case of, us not being able to do it. It's a case of motherfuckers not wanting us to be able to do it. Jealous. So Juneteenth should definitely be a little bit more important to us. As a conscious adult, I think about things a different way now that I have kids. You understand the psychological shit that's been implanted in us over the years. So y'all boys, man, look, we say this every year, every time, whatever, but hey, man, y'all boys, like, I don't know how many times anybody can say this, but yeah, we need to be, I'll say, nicer and more. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I can say is, bro, y'all boys just be nice to each other. Y'all boys love each other. Everybody ain't on the same shit. I don't know, man. It's just tough. It's tough to think about it because, yeah, we could be better as a race, but it's the certain situations, man. I think about the housing situation, right? As I talked about it, I feel like my parents were broke as hell when we were kids. Not saying that they got money when we got older, because we wasn't in any way, shape, or form a rich family. My parents just worked together and they did what they had to do. But I feel like in the 90s and before, maybe even the early 2000s, anybody was ever able to go buy a house. Anybody was able, like, if you, like, your grandma probably still live in the same house that she lived in a long time ago. You were able to buy and keep a house and pass it down through generations. Bro, I'm 30 years old, have never bought a house. It's probably a whole bunch of other people in their 30s who never bought a house. And it's not from you not having the money, right? Because if a motherfucker can afford this rent out here in this motherfucking neighborhood, if we can afford that, I know we can afford rent. So it's not the fact that motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? It's not the fact that can afford it. It's the fact that these housing companies buying up all the goddamn properties. How the fuck are they even allowing this, bro? I don't fucking get it. How can all these housing companies buy up all these goddamn properties and raise the rent? I don't know, y'all. They're making it hard for the boys out here, man. They're making it hard for the boys. I'm done griping and venting and all this shit. Even though this is what I do. Usually I'm preaching, but I had to, I just had to let y'all know, like, for real. Your boy been hurting. And I apologize for allowing life to come in between me and doing my thing. You know what I mean? Me and being able to deliver my message and being able to stay consistent with my content. I apologize for that. I allowed life to beat my ass and to get me out of shape. But I'm back, y'all. And I'm going to be as real as I can be. That's all I can be, y'all. I got a few questions. Let me get out my phone. I don't even know where my phone at, y'all. I think I left it in the room. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to remember this off the top of my head. Okay. So I got a few fan questions. Shout out to my fans. I appreciate everybody for watching. First of all, I really do appreciate y'all, man. I really do. The ones who do watch, I know probably don't. My last video probably didn't do as well, but I don't even care at this point. I'm just doing this because I gotta stay consistent, and I know consistency gonna bring everything. So I appreciate everybody who does watch, who does comment, who does share, who does, who has subscribed thus far. I appreciate y'all. And these, I told y'all on the episode before last, I wanted the people who watch to send questions in and stuff like that, because I feel like it would add a neat segment to the my podcast, or whatever you call this. I don't even know what you call this, a monocast. I don't fucking know. A rant. I don't know. But anyway, I don't have my phone, so it's somewhere in the room. But I'll try to remember these questions off top. First question. It was asked to me if I could interview my top 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be? All right. So my very first one, I think everybody who knows me knows who my favorite basketball player ever is. It's LeBron James. Right. So if I did an interview with LeBron James, I really honestly, I don't want to hear about the bullshit that we done heard before. Right. And by the way, this is my number one. I don't want to hear about the bullshit that I've heard about from LeBron James. I want to hear about the struggles, the bullshit you didn't say. The shit you and your mom went through, like specific situations, you as a husband, your struggles as a husband, as a young father. That's the shit I want to hear about. I don't want to hear about the basketball shit. I want to hear about the man side of life. You know what I mean? The game you can kick to the young fathers, the game you can kick to just the fathers, period. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear about you growing up and you having to battle adversity. Not the good shit, because we know what happened. But I want to know what made LeBron James. LeBron James. That's one. Dick Gregory. I keep saying this. If y'all watch the Afro Hippies, y'all know. Jay Hen love some Dick Gregory. All right. That is one of the guys that he keeps it real, and the way he delivers it is like he's a comedian, so it's the way he delivers it. But one of the realest people I've ever heard speak on black issues. Gonna call everybody out. You know what I mean? But Dick Gregory would be somebody that I want to sit and talk to and sit and get some game from, have on my podcast. And the third person, this is kind of tough because, you leaving a lot of people out. Dead or alive, I think I want to say Tupac, but I also kind of want to say like Cat Williams, or not even Cat Williams, because I feel like I would get a good interview, but you can watch his other interviews and see like what he about. I want to get somebody that hasn't had any, that you really can't gauge, because Dick, like I said, Dick Gregory can always give you some good. I don't give a fuck. I ain't never heard him say the same thing. He'll be on it, so I don't know. Maybe Tupac, maybe who do I want to go somebody younger. I said LeBron, but I want to go somebody younger. I want to go Kodak. Oh, let's go Kodak. I'm keeping it kind of. I'm going one for the older Dick Gregory. I go one for the middle age. We got LeBron, somewhere around that we can relate to. And I'm gonna go to Kodak, somebody on the younger plane, because I really want to know, what's driving him to be this Kodak. What kind of demons you carrying? What kind of stresses are you carrying? Because you got to imagine this young man been taking care of people his whole life. Kodak probably 25 years old, 26, maybe 27. Doubt he that old. Probably is. Probably 27. So you can imagine he been famous or get in that conversation since he was 20, 21. You know what I mean? Kodak been out for a good little minute. What is driving him to be this Kodak, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm the type of person I always like to get to the root of things. Cause Kodak, one of my favorite artists. Kodak is literally, to me, one of the most talented artists that I've ever heard before. Even coming from his sound, but even when you listen to what he's saying, this nigga is not stupid. He is not stupid by a long shot. He may sound dumb when he's talking, but this nigga is not. He's far from dumb. So I just want to, you know, especially with that No Flocking song. You know what I mean? Because I feel like No Flocking was a song he said he was making fun of the people that was, you know, on the drugs and shit like that. And now, you know, it's apparent. And maybe it's a show. Maybe he do it for, I don't know what the situation is. You know, he said in that freestyle he was addicted to meth. But, you know, we don't know. But I would like to get Kodak on here and just talk and get to the root of some things. Talk about childhood. Talk about the things he done seen. You know, maybe you can't speak on everything, but I just want to, you know, get to the root of shit. Talk to you as a man. You know what I'm saying? Just give a motherfucker a space to really feel like they can come in, you know, vent and talk and, you know, get some shit off. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody be judging. I'm the least judgmental because I ain't got, bro. If y'all knew, man. If y'all only knew. So thank you for that question. You know who sent it. So I appreciate you, bro. Next question is, how has it, so I don't have my phone, so I got to kind of paraphrase the question. And the question is, how has my taste in women changed over time? I don't think my taste in women has changed over time, because if you know me, you know I really don't have a type. I'm not attracted to a person's like beauty. Yeah, beauty is a thing, right? But beauty don't mean shit if you ain't got the spirit to match. And I'm really connected to spirits. I'm connected to genuine people. And I think that's how it's always been for me. Now that I'm older, I don't go below a certain age. Even though I ain't really out there like that anyway, but I wouldn't go below a certain age. I don't go below a certain age, man. Just on some shit where if I'm 32 years old, what am I gonna do with an 18-year-old besides fuck her? Just being real. What am I gonna do with a 19, 20, 21-year-old, 22-year-old besides have sex? That's it. That's all I can do with you. I can't connect with you because you don't know about Cartoon Fridays, bitch. You don't know about Disney Channel back in the days. You don't know about Friday night Disney Channel movies. You don't know about motherfucking WB17 Saturday morning cartoon. You don't know about none of that. Having to wake up Saturday morning, man. Don't, bro. Cereal and cartoons every Saturday morning. You don't know about that. A time before phones and tablets, you have no clue. So what am I going to do with an 18 or 19-year-old? Even up to 20, bro, 25. Bro, there's nothing I can do with you. There's nothing I can do with you. Just to be real. Now I'm attracted to spirit. All right? So if somebody has that spirit of somebody who is older than their age, because y'all know them folks who got them older spirits, who kind of like act older than what they are, then that's a different story. But in my 32nd year of life, I already know, like, look, it ain't really much I can connect with you on besides sex. And I'm kind of beyond that in my life now. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that it's more to life than that. So, yeah, that's how my taste in women, or my choice in women, have changed, man. It ain't got nothing to do with size. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It got everything to do with spirit, and that's how it's always been. But it's changed. because I just can't do a certain age. I below a certain age, that is. So I feel like I'm an OG now. Niggas call me Unc now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to kick game to the young kids now. You know what I'm saying? So they can stay out of the same situation I am. Like, hey man, wait to have kids. Wait till you married. Wait till this. Wait till that. I'm telling you, I'm trying to kick game to the young kids now. So shit, if you below a certain age, baby, Unc can't do nothing with you. Unc can't do it. All right, the last question. Now this one was a good question. All of them have been good questions, for real. But this one hit me, in a different way, because y'all know what a lot of y'all may not know, but if you do, but I played football in college, and that is also one of the things that I'm over it now, but sometimes I think about it and it still can keep me up at night. The decisions I made, even when it comes to football. You know what I mean? So the question was, and I'm paraphrasing, kind of to explain, my transition from, football up to now. What has life been like? And I appreciate you for the question, for sure. I talked about it earlier in the episode that I had, like, I wasn't even graduated yet when I had my son. Right. So Jaden was born April 18th in 2015. I graduated like May 7th or 9th or something like that in 2015. I was expected to play 2 more years of college football, but I decided, instead of transferring, to just stop playing. And life had a lot to do with it. I was going through a lot in my personal life. I was going through a lot in with football. So it all just kind of gelled together, and UCF or Orlando was just a bad taste for me. So I had to go. Again, that decision led me to leaving my son behind, because his mom ain't from Jacksonville. His mom from down south. So that leads me to having to leave my son behind. So immediately when I get home, I got to go to work. Now again, my parents moved from Jacksonville. So it's not like I can come home and stay with my parents. I would have to move to Jacksonville. Now that now puts me 12 hours away from my only son. I can't do that. I can't do it. I'm already 5-6 hours away. I can't be 11 hours away from him. I can't do that. Which in hindsight probably would have been a better decision, because I could have went and got him whenever I needed to. We could have made it work, but hindsight 2020, I felt like I made the right decision that time. Anyway, so from the end, man, it's just, working. I get a job, I'm trying to work my way through. I'm trying to figure life out. At the same time, I'm going to firefighting school. You know what I mean? So the transition was, I think it was the hardest thing for me transitioning from football to real life, was kind of figuring out what I like to do. Football had been my life. Football, basketball, track, baseball, whatever. Sports. Let's just say sports had been my life. I just pretty much, played outside all the time with my folks, with my dogs. So it really left me in a position, because, I was always outside playing sports or whatever, that, outside of that, it was kind of tough for me to figure out, what you like to do. So I had to work for a long time. I had to figure life out. I had to do things, you know, go down certain paths to figure out what I liked. And I figure out, like I said, I didn't figure out, you know, I didn't learn what I liked until a few years ago, you know. And unfortunately, what I do like, can't nobody really put you on, and per se, you gotta really put yourself on and allow people to see. But it's been a easy transition of fatherhood, but a tough transition of life. Because the thing about life is you still carry those scars from earlier parts of your life. You know what I mean? That trauma that you going through, because and that those memories that you have that shapes how you are as a man. College put a lot of fear in me, because up until college, bro, I was always confident in myself. And that shit really made me feel like, you know, your boy really wasn't, you know, it just made me feel, it just, the first time I really had my armor chipped, the first time, y'all gotta understand, I had been starting football since I was in the 10th grade. I have no issue with sitting out and being second string. My issue is when you see, my issue was when I saw people, let's say, who I knew I could do just as good or better than playing, because my skill and my talent level was, I wasn't no bad player. So that was my thing, you know. Then I started to doubt myself, you know. You try to stick it out, you couldn't, and show motherfuckers that, yeah, I want to be here and I can do this, only to still be slighted. So that really put again, I ain't gonna never duck no blame, because there's a lot of shit in college I can go back and I wish I can change. But bro, when you know what I know about shit, it just kind of bothers you. But anyway, man, y'all, this is, at the end of the day, bro, it's been an easy transition, like I said, to fatherhood, but it's just a tough transition to, and even fatherhood ain't no, I think fatherhood is the easiest part. I think it's more so of the life part, because your situation all the time doesn't allow you to do things that you want to do, you know. So you gotta figure it out on your own, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, this, let me tell y'all young athletes something. Cherish them times, and y'all got a little better now because the NIL situation, that is awesome. Because if we had that coming into college, that shit wouldn't, this whole thing wouldn't even be a situation, man. You know, motherfuckers would have left college with a little bit of money to be able to, you know, work with, start businesses, be able to, you know, take care of yourself, buy a house, you know what I mean? So these kids these days got a little better in when we talk about a college place. But shit, you know, once you leave, you ain't really got shit. You got to start over from the ground. And, you know, you think you're going to the NFL, my nigga. Everybody think they're going to the NFL once they get a college scholarship. Everybody do. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. And when that situation for me became not a reality, now it's, you know, you got to redirect. That's what you've been training for your whole life. Just like a pianist or a pianoist, however you want to say it, been training their whole life to get into, you know, I don't know, a band, or a drummer, been training his whole life, or vocalist, or whatever you want to say, a doctor, been in the trenches 10 years with residencies and being broke and all this. That's what I was training for. That's what we all were training for. And when it doesn't come to pass, and you don't set yourself up, and you don't know what you like, it can be tough out here. So my thing to my young kids, which I think today is a little different. Y'all got so many different avenues. You know what I mean? Like even when it comes to that, this whole social media thing, man. Social media is an avenue for kids. So it ain't for everybody, but it's an avenue. So they have different situations to where I don't think sports are kids end all be all anymore. You know, they can, for some people in situations, yeah, in the hood, hell yeah, that's all end all be all because everybody ain't got resources. But for some kids, it ain't. So just figure out what y'all like, man. Outside of sports, outside of, training. I understand that there is no plan B. But just figure out what you like. And really, I say that, but can't nothing but life experience really teach you what you like. So, live life outside of what you do. I know ain't no plan B. I got it. But figure out what you like. Okay? I know you like football. I know you like basketball. I know you like baseball, soccer, whatever the case may be. I know you like rapping. Figure out what you like. Other than that, what makes you relax? What helps you relax? Because there's more to life than that. And when you can't do that anymore, now you faced with the reality that, damn, I gotta figure this out. The reality is, it's not a whole big old percentage of people who make it. It's the reality, bro. Only a 52-man roster plus some people on the practice squad. I can't tell you that exact number in football. It's like a 12 to 15-man roster, 10 in the playoffs, something like that. Basketball, baseball a little more, but it ain't everything at the major leagues. You know what I mean? So it's only a certain select few of people who get there, and I'm just tell y'all right now, the most talented people don't always make it. I don't give a fuck how much talent you got. There's a such thing as injuries, and there's a such thing as politics. So, however, on whatever you got to do to figure out what you like as a individual outside of sports, do it. That's it, y'all. I'm done preaching. Today was, for me, very therapeutic. I appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody for sticking around. Man, it's been a rough couple days, but it's life, bro. This is what happens. Man, you have to be accountable for your situations. You have to understand that, yes, you put yourself in the situation. Ain't nobody put yourself in the situation but you. So yeah, nigga, you hurting, but you better get your ass up because this is all you. And that doesn't excuse the situation, right? That doesn't excuse your feelings. But this ain't nobody's fault but you. So come on, let's get it. Get off your ass. Let's get to it, man. Hey, man, once again, y'all, I'm coming from the recliner when everything is fine. I appreciate y'all for listening to me rant, listening to me kind of talking bullshit. This was a very, like I said, therapeutic episode, man. Y'all like, subscribe, share, all that shit, man. So we can get everybody, to the hen's house, to the, and on the goddamn recliner where everything is fine. Now, let me tell y'all something. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the Afro Hippies. Make sure y'all do that, because that's where the bullshit happened, man. Afro Hippies podcast with me and my partner, a.k.a. the God, a.k.a. Dre, whatever you want to call him. We on there clowning, man. So make sure y'all subscribe, like all that shit, man. Hey, and Jay Hen is out.